Welcome back, everybody. This is Brother Mean here. Today we're continuing our quest on Pathfinder Kingmaker, trying to beat it, and we are using Dora, our Sword Saint, and a couple of custom-made characters. We have mercenaries on our party, and one is an Inquisitor, a monster tactician. The other is a custom-build undead Eldritch Scoundrel. To note that, we need to point out the fact that we are using mods compared to the vanilla version of the game. One of the most obvious ones that you're going to see is turn-based combat. It makes it extremely easy to fight battles. Doesn't mean we'll win them, but at the very least, it's a lot easier to plan stuff out than the real time with pause that's normally in the game. Let's get into it, though, shall we? I had some issues yesterday, again. Not recording this time. This one was actually a problem of the Tenebrous depths and a spell I've been using, so I need to share that information with you. So we have to ignore the 2 hours plus that I put in last night and delete that file and go back to here. So you'll notice that I'm not standing in the same spot. So I literally went to an earlier save where we walked downstairs. Fortunately, the game saves as an autosave each time you go down like another level. Or just before you go down another level, I should say. So here's our characters. We are, just again to show you, new to Tenebrous Depths 9. Now the reason I had to show you this is because of what happened. It wasn't on this level, it was the next level, level 10, that I noticed it anyway. If you have a room that you haven't seen, a hidden room that you can't perceive, then you need to buff yourself up in a way, go to an earlier save spot, basically room by room, make sure that you have them. Again, log online for when you're doing this. Again, this is only for the Tenebrous Depths when you're doing it as not a standalone, when you're doing it as part of your playthrough. The floor map designs are always the same. If it's the standalone version where you're just playing the DLC by itself, basically, the maps are randomly generated, so it doesn't matter. Well, it matters, but nothing you can do about it because you have no idea if you missed a room or not officially. So go online, find the maps for each floor. You can find them on the Steam's homepage there for Pathfinder Kingmaker. Someone put it up there in one of the posts. Very nice of them to do so. And again, this is necessary because you need to make sure you not only do you find all the treasure and all the hidden items and stuff, there's a special item on each floor, 1 through 4, and then on the 4th floor you fight the boss. So you have to have all 4 items before you fight the boss. And then when you fight the boss, if you have all those 4 items on your person, the boss dies, they drop another special item, and that leads to a secret story. And again, we want to do that. So I've already gotten 8 of them, obviously. We're on floor 9, so now we're working on the next set of 4. So 9, 10, 11, and 12, and then on the 12th floor, I'll have to fight the boss. Well, on map 10, I noticed that I was missing like 2 separate rooms. Where I'm like, clearly on the map, there's like just a little hint of something in the corner. Like, it's just like, hey, it looks like there's a door here, but it doesn't, I didn't detect it. And of course we didn't detect it, which is weird because my team is awesome. So how we didn't detect it, I don't know. But obviously we need to buff up for that sort of thing. But I used a spell. Here's my real take-home message here. I used a spell. In fact, we have it in scroll form, which is how I was doing it. So if you go by type, this spell right here, detect secret doors, completely garbage. And here's why. It'll let you detect the door. It'll even let me detect and click the door. You know, the hidden passage is a door. And it vanishes away, and then we walk into the room, and then there's nothing in the room. There's no treasure, there's no bad guys, there's never anything. And I did that on 3 separate rooms, 1 on this floor, 2 on floor 10, and by floor 10 when I realized, wait, this is like the 3rd time now that I haven't seen anything. What's going on? That can't be a coincidence. And sure enough, I was missing an item from floor, actually, I think it wasn't floor 10, it was floor 11. Doesn't matter. Point was that I was missing an item from that floor, and it was the item that I needed to progress the story to get the super secret ending. So I was kind of pissed, and I looked up online. People were having problems with the spell showing them the door, and then they couldn't click the door. I don't have that problem. I'm literally clicking the door goes away, and then there's nothing in the room at all. So that's a bummer. And it's, again, I can't explain why it's doing it, other than the fact that it's clearly me using the spell. And the spell, again, will show you the door, but after that, it's a complete waste of your time. So literally the only way to handle this then is to not have that issue, which means saving before each room, checking the room thoroughly, proving to yourself that you've gotten the room done and that you didn't miss anything. Otherwise, you have to come back in from an earlier save, which means repeating some fights. And that's going to be annoying, I'll grant you, and it straight up sucks. Again, I'll grant you that too. But it's one of those where there's just not a whole lot we can do about that if we want to get that super awesome ending. Now we're going to buff up. I don't want to do that. That's great. I want to have strength on me. I don't have wings. These ones will last me several hours. So I'm actually okay with using them without buffing them up. However, for her, I like to buff her up and have them last a little bit longer than normal. Because it's an obvious visual representation of when her buffs are wearing off of her. See that? It's a solid 32-minute buff. The chances that she'll lose these unless someone dispels them is pretty slim. If that actually falls off her before I go to the next level and take a knee, then chances are every other buff is off of her too. So I want to make sure that she's protected. So we give her Shield of Faith. Me as well. Go ahead and give it to her too. And that's only because compared to the rings that we're wearing, well actually she probably didn't need it. But compared to the rings that I'm wearing, this +3 is nowhere near as good as what she just gave me. You see the Shield of Faith +4? And again, they don't stack, it's just whichever's the best. And that's fine. I keep forgetting that she actually has the robes, which give her deflection +5. So she's even better than that. And again, the +5 is what's working for her. So that spell was completely wasted. No one stands which is just silly. Oop, damn it, did the same thing again. Wow, I'm really bad at this game. Okay, here we go. And that's good enough for her. He's going to buff himself with Hurricane Bow. Let's give him some Bark Skin. Give his pet some Acid Breath. And he has other spells that I keep forgetting to slap over here into his tray. Like this one here, which allows him to move. Oops, I just saw another one too. Which allows him to move faster. Or farther distances. And then one, of course, for his doggo. As a matter of fact, since that's more of an attack buff, I'm going to put that over there. Same with his Hurricane Bow, it's more of an attack thing. And I guess that technically is too. Like that. Alright. Now, he's ready to rock and roll. He's going to pop off Bless Spell off on the team. Give himself Shield of Faith. Give Shield of Faith to Jubilost. We're even going to cure his Con Affliction. Since we might as well. So it gives him his full hit points back. Jubilost will have to wait on that one. But Juby, put yourself a shield spell up. Give yourself Expeditious Retreat. Give yourself some Blur. Activate your Mutagen. Give me Cat's Grace, because why the hell not? Thank you. Give Airwalk to her. Very long-lasting buff, by the way. And the fact that he can cast that on anybody is pretty awesome. +3 dodge, increased mobility, immune to difficult terrain, so all kinds of cool stuff that's together. And the dodge is only against melee attacks, I should point that out. But that's a solid upgrade. And then from there, you can also buff her and give her speed as well, sure, why not? And a shield spell. So she doesn't have a shield spell. Shield of Faith and shield spell is not the same thing. So if we now look at our character's armor, I'm rocking a 40. She's a 39, but it's technically better than that because she's fighting defensively. Remember her Crane style, fighting defensively, Crane monk abilities don't kick in until after the fight starts. She's rocking a 33, which is respectable. Remember, she's melee now. We're using the two-weapon wielding. He's going to be crushing it for damage and has a really solid bow. Matter of fact, on him, I've shut off his deadly aim. If I feel like we can land the attacks, then we can kick on his deadly aim. Massive penalty to his swing, but mega damage. Comes in super handy, but I might not need it, so we're leaving it off for now.
I'm listening.
And again, he's got 32 armor for someone in the back rank. That's not that bad. Doggo with his buff that we just gave him for animal growth. He's just crushing it for strength now. He's at a +15 for his damage output, chance to swing. Huge con as well. He has a dex penalty, but that's because of animal growth, but he's still rocking at 23. So he's doing real good for himself. And then Tristan, of course, is doing probably the worst of the entire party at a 25 armor class. And then a 33 for Juby. And again, we're doing real well now. So, quick save that mess.
I'm there.
And again, we're going to have to play each room a little more carefully. What do I mean by that? If we literally walk into a room like this and have to deal with guys, we could be missing perception checks and not even realizing it. So I almost want to pull them into the room we were just in and deal with them from there. So we have Iron Fury guy over here. I'm okay with, say, lobbying a fireball spell because we're not moving to do that. Managed to hit 3 dudes over here. That's pretty awesome. Dorkin's turn. Tristan, I want you to summon skeletons. Remember, he has a necromancer staff, which means those skeletons have even more chance to hit and more damage. A +3 to their weapons. Looks like we found even more guys. And we have kineticists in this room, by the way, which is another serious problem for us.
I grant you death. Strike wasted.
Well, at least you killed one. Get the hell back here. The kineticists are going to gather power, and these guys, like I said, are straight up jackasses. So for us, it's just, in my opinion, easier to backtrack to the room, make them, draw them into the room, and have them fire at them that way. So we're going to hide everybody back here. All right, we need bombs on him right now. We'll just use his crossbow. Eliza, she can summon pets, but we don't need to. And again, we want to kind of backpedal a little bit here. Buckbow, you're definitely coming back here. He'll get his butt handed to him. Proto. We have, that guy's dead. Skeletons are doing their thing. I say we pull you all the way back too. We can have you hide around the corner. So they do the gathering their strength. It's gonna make it even worse for us when they come around that damn corner. Now Dora can get his happy ass back here, finally. Dora, stay back here. Tristan, hide. Let the skeletons have their fun. And they do have their own perception. Your pets, your summons all have their own perception. So that is a thing, by the way, which is super nice because you can use that to your advantage to like spy on specific areas, try to see if there's treasure and stuff around the corner. Or if you missed a check and you know you missed a check, you can summon some pets and hopefully they'll detect it that time. But it's one of those where I can't rely on that. The pets probably don't have a perception better than my best characters. And just to show you that perception, I'm at a 26. She's at a 30, and she's at a 25. Hell, Ekin's even at a 22. These guys are not the best. Doggo's at a 17, and he's a damn dog. I think he would have a perception of like 40 something. So, no joy on that. Again, letting these guys work their way here. Get him, Skeletor. You threw a rock at him. Liza, you come over here. I'll go here. Proto. Spacing guys out a little bit, you may notice, because you don't know when they're going to throw like AoE attacks on you. So I literally do my best not to be either in A in a straight line or B too clustered up on each other. Come on, Ekin's right here. He's a tasty treat. Come and get him, guys. Juby, you stand right over here. You see the red circle? That's how far his current weapon will hit. Notice if I switch it to this one, you see the yellow circle? That's how far his bombs will reach. So if I want to make sure to catch him with the bombs, basically it's the same distance as he can move. So if I literally move maybe that far, tiniest bit more, I can probably catch anyone that comes through that doorway now. Come on, guys. Looks like they're going to need some persuading. What can I do to persuade them? There we go. That'll get his attention. There we go. Break some line of sight. We had some problems here. Nothing to worry about. We're going to delay our turn to the very end. And again, a lot of that is so we can bring them in. Ekin, on the other hand, he can have some fun.
cannot hide from me.
Just to make sure that they keep working their way our way. Never trust it when it says gather power like that. That's going to be a problem for it. And yes, I know I'm not using bombs, since this guy's not much of a threat for ranged guys. I figure, what the hell, let's just use our attacks from distance. For instance, set him on fire. Oh, that'll work. With bow, you're going to stay here. Proto, delay. Let them have their turns. End your turn, end your turn, end your turn. Back in.
Nowhere to run.
Don't worry about the ones that have gathered power. If it takes the tiniest step and they should be able to shoot at me.
Will they ever learn?
Over here, buddy, and set the bomb off. That's what it normally does, by the way. Sets a rune on the ground as your own little trap. They tried to use his ranged geokinetic ability, extended range, and hit him flat-footed, which is weird that it happened that way. Missed him, thank God, but it's a little weird that it's he's flat-footed. I'm not sure why that was. Dora's turn. It's just end your turn. Same with Tristan. Same with Proto. Again.
I aim true.
Dupe lost.
A fine use of my talents.
Eliza, over here. Put a bomb. Right there to hit this guy. Duck out of the way, so that he has no choice but to engage you. Ooh, you missed. Ah. They are not wanting to come in closer, though, so they're using their extended range. So at this point, we probably just need a bum rush these bastards.
This will hurt.
Like so. Tristan, come over here. I need to redo his spells. I keep forgetting that he has these damn arrow spells that he has to do it to hit check with that. He's blind right now, as he has no eyes, and as such that could be a problem for us. So we definitely want to make sure to get rid of those if we can. But at this point I want to buff probably just Ekin. Give him a solid +4 to his swing. +2, I can't remember which. Proto. These guys are susceptible to snowballs. So, in the face. That's 22 damage. That guy's dead. Cool. Ekin. He's probably just out of range, so 5-foot stutter step this way. Now I'll fire.
Good, you dead.
Very nicely done, sir. And again, just to see that buff. Blessing of the Faithful +2. And it's not just the first time you use it, it's for the entire damn round. So you got 6 seconds of buff, where you get like +2 to your swing, +2 to your armor class. It's a very solid upgrade. Alright, so we're not picking up treasure unless it's anything fancy. We'll sell it all, of course, but we'll get that at the very end. But the point I wanted to make here is now we really have to get in here and look for hidden stuff. So the question is, where might that hidden stuff be? Always check the sides.
I'm off.
Obviously we see a door already, but if you're looking at your map, you may notice like weird cuttings, if you will, slight traces of the wall that's not perfectly uniform.
I'm there.
And that chances are meant that you missed a hidden area. So you want to look for that first. If you don't see it, then you can feel pretty safe that you didn't get it. Of course, on the alternate, if you can see the other side, because sometimes it'll do that, where you can see the other side of the hidden door and see, you know, the ground that's been lit up. You know, this actual type of ground, then you know you've never missed something as well. And again, it's what it is. There's not a whole lot we can do about it. But
Let's finish them quick.
sort of literally attacking.
Cannot hide
So.
from me.
And then getting out of the way. Short of going to an earlier save, there's really just not a whole hell of a lot we can do about problems like this, which is a real shame. So I see multiple guys here, so I want to... Oops. Forgot it's a surprise round. That's why you only see 2 different buttons up here. So one is your action, so your attack, or movement. So you don't get 2 choices here. The one that's missing is just movement by itself, and then of course this is your swift action. Now I can 5-foot stutter step and attack, but there's no one within range, so why bother? Juba lost. Go over here, buddy. Make him come to us. They'll do it. And I want her to summon skeletons. Because that'll get their attention and make sure that they continue to engage us in a fight. So that we're still on the same clock, if you will. So, I'm trying to remember where all the spots were yesterday. Of course, dummy that I am, I didn't draw the map. I can look it up online, but I don't want to waste your time with that stuff. But, it's definitely something of concern. And more of that mess. Yeah, take on those skeletons. Proto, I need you to get over here now, kiddo. Sound good to me. I'm actually kind of bummed about the fact that we did so well yesterday and I messed up by using that spell. So like I said, that was like 2 hours and 20 minutes of video recording that went the way of the dodo.
Nowhere to run.
Hide. Christian. Over here, buddy. Send you, Dora. Fine trap. Reflex save and throw failed. So you can see the vine already on my character here. The skeletal champion. And twisting around him. It'll do damage over time. And it's cold iron damage. So literally it works beautifully on the Fae. But he's basically just locked in place. Come on, guys. Work this way. Oh, it's got some serious casting potential back there. He must be some kind of cleric or some such. Tyrant shaman. Ooh, okay. Up bow in turns. You blast, no. Proto, stay here. Back and Dio, come over here long enough to shoot this fool.
True.
Just so that he sees you. Tristan, come here. Dora, you're fine where you're at. Ooh, call lightning storm. That's a bad one. We'll mug that guy as soon as he gets around the corner. But this is a geokineticist. So we really want to kind of mug this guy. I don't want to use Akbo to do that, but let's just delay his turn in case I do need him for it. Juby can just straight up shoot him.
A clever ploy.
How that counted as sneak attack, I'll never know. The fight's been begun for a while now. Proto has spells. Over here and pop this guy in the face with a nice snowball spell. Now I can see how much damage we've done. Not much. And she has this swift ability, quicken ability I should say. And she can straight up just like shoot another spell using her swift action with that rod, which is extremely useful. Now it's only spells 1, 2, 3 until I think the better version. The quicken rods, man, and the The greater Quicken Rods are expensive. So, like I said, I keep Akbo in reserve in case I need him to come over here and do something, but sadly that didn't do anything. Liza's turn, though.
Strike
See
as
him
one.
help out. Or not. Again. 5-foot stutter step this way and shoot this fool in the face till he dies.
Grant you death.
Thank you, buddy. Oh, he's able to even shoot at this dude. Not well. But he tried. Christian can wait. Dora can wait. He's using those lightning attacks on the skeletons. Juba lost. So you go right here. Proto. Hang back a little more. Akbo needs you out of range. I don't know how far range that guy has on that call storm lightning thing. But for funsies, light these two doofuses up and dip back behind the door. Back in.
Cannot hide
No,
from
you
me.
can shoot this fool. Double little skeletons. Hate to use these guerrilla tactics like this. It's a straight up waste of time, but again, I don't want to mess this video recording up again. Skeleton's dead, now he has to work his way to us. Proto, over here. Nice. Your turn, buddy. Waiting. Again. You can do a 5-foot stutter step this way. Unload on this jackass.
True.
Wow, that was a whole lot of nothing. Tristan. Dora's turn. Speed this up a little bit here. Going over here and saying, shot. For 14 damage, and he failed his saving throw, so he should be stunned. Only lasts for 1 round, but still useful.
Ha! Primitives.
Because of sneak attacks like that. Because he is straight up helpless. Matter of fact, let's just use a nice little acid cannon on this fool. Boom, sneak attack, loser. Akbo, it's your turn. Liza, it's your turn. Ekan. How far away is this doof? There he is.
Grant you death.
He can see us, but he evaded. Good job, Ekan. He's got a pretty good chance to evade that too. All right, now since this guy's really kind of up and in it,
Will they
we're gonna
ever
move
learn?
forward and start pelting him with like ranged stuff. Proto, you come here. Can you hit him with a snowball? Yeah. Oof, that's a solid hit. Akbo. We don't really use you for perception anyway. I don't mind using you to attack this jackass from the side. Liza. Akandayo. 5-foot stutter step in case she's not within range.
Cannot hide from me. Just exposed.
Okay, good job, guys. It's a little slower this way, but again, quick save. And again, if you're really, really crazy concerned, start hard saving between each room. I mean, that's nuts, but it's one of those where if you don't want to miss that stuff,
Follow if you dare.
the only real option you have going forward is literally finding every hidden room, writing it down, making sure that when you walk into your room, so obviously quick saving at the very least, making sure that you have found everything you needed. Before moving on to the next room. So you can see there's something there on the table. Matter of fact, I'm fairly certain that's our secret item for this floor, as I did this one like I said yesterday.
Look ahead.
There's another thing that, see, we wouldn't have seen that. I could have totally have missed that. I had no idea. It wasn't just nothing but just treasure, but you see we got the Rivel's unsent letter. And I'm not going to read this to you guys because it's pretty large, but basically if you look at it, inventory wise,
We should move.
you can go newest to oldest, see the item. First you see the circle around it, kind of a little halo in the background that lets you know that it's magical or special, like kind of like these ones, but it's a slightly different color. And that's kind of your clue that this is probably something of interest. And I think that this is the thing of interest on this floor. Now again, check your map. Doesn't look like we've missed anything, right? Clearly you see that weird looking icon here. Obviously that's the door. But this is what I mean when I say you're going to see something that looks just a little weird, and if you didn't detect it, that little bit of weirdness lets you know that there's probably something there that you missed. Downside is you will never really know if you've missed like a box. Again, you can go online, people will tell you where stuff is at. Really annoying that you have to do this to yourself. Here's a nice room with an Arcana check.
I just can't. A waste of my time.
Trigger check a 32, she's got a 27. A lot harder than you think.
Done.
Okay, quick save.
I'm there.
And again, without really knowing if there's anything other than the obvious, you know, that here's a door, you may miss out on secret room. See that down here? That might be something.
Follow.
So we
if
want to
you
be
dare.
careful as we walk this way. I feel like we're missing something like right here.
Done.
I
Nice.
do what I must.
Okay, now we have this Arcana check. And you see that? It still feels like we're missing something here.
I'm there.
Yep, and you can even see it on the floor. See that? We're clearly missing something here. And again, maybe it's not supposed to be anything in that room. But like I said, I've done this on the other floors as well, and I know bad things happen as a result. And we just got a hero invocation. Let's see, attack damage, attack and damage, 10 hit points, immune to both fear and charm effects. But not what I was hoping for. What I was hoping for
Quiet.
was
I'm
this little
thinking.
doodad right here. Now remember, there are ways to buff your perception. Your perception kicks off your wisdom, so you could either A,
Our
find your
time has
wisest
come.
person on the team, and buff their wisdom, which we already have on this one, or he's got a +8, so there's no way to buff his. Or, like I said, you could literally buff something besides wisdom, something that buffs skills in particular. Now, how do we do that? Jubilos has a spell
any brilliant
called
ideas?
Heroism. Giving her a
I
2
will see
higher
this through.
perception. Nope. And the reason that didn't work was because she already had a bonus from being Stern Gaze, from her morale bonus from her Inquisitor class, so I'd have to use that on someone else, like my main character. But that's why I said you're going to have to come through these areas.
In due time.
You're going to have to either scum save it quite a bit, and when you finally find where that secret door is, say, oh, I missed it. No joy. And go back. There is one other trick we can do, and I'll show you that one. It's something from the past, we've done in the past. We just fell out of favor with it because our perception has always been so high that we've never really felt the need to do this. But Tristan has this kick-ass ability, right?
I'm always ready.
It only lasts for 5 seconds, but in 5 seconds, if I can get over here,
I'm there.
I did the best possible buff I can do for that character. If that's not good enough, another one is he has a minute-long buff that he can cast on. As a matter of fact, Iron Inquisitor has the same ability called Guidance.
I will not
So if we
falter.
do that right here. And the fact this is actually a really good way to detect things. Because what's going to happen is if he falls off your character, because it's a one and done ability. So if it falls off your character, see how it's on Jubilos right now, right? It's counting down. If it falls off your character before the countdown ends, then you know you tried to do something. And usually what that means is you tried to perceive something and it didn't work. So you see how we're not finding anything here? Door's right there. Clearly there's something there. And it fell off of everybody. So we did not detect that though. See that? So this thing has to have such ridiculously high check. We have no idea what it is until we actually pass it. So again, when you've buffed up like this, this is a good tool to use to scope an area out and say, oh, there's something clearly here that I missed. I have no idea how often we're going to have to do this, guys. This is the real downside of this, in my opinion. But you can see it's not checking them repeatedly. And he still has timer on him, so. But you see we have people that still have buff.
I do what I
Not on him,
must.
so I'm not sure where the hitbox is, if you will. I'm sure that's the improper term, but basically the area of effect where they have to be standing here to activate the perception check. But clearly there is a perception check. We lost it a moment ago. So he just lost his. He just lost his. His is gone. And again, I don't know if that was because of time. So we have to keep an eye on that. It's a real downside of doing it this way. And there may, like I said, there may not be anything here. I've had people say that online that there's hidden rooms that weren't meant to be found, which seems wrong. Like by first glance, it just straight up doesn't sound like the right thing to say. Because I'm like, because right there, someone tried to detect it. We clearly have a room. And I'll show you this just because we're scum saving it anyway. If we go to our type again, use that spell. Detect secret doors. Okay, maybe how about you? Hello now. There we go. And now, you see we can click it. And you see we can get through, but this was like what I was seeing yesterday. And then we get into the area, and there's nothing here. So again, maybe they're right. Maybe there is no secret room here. Matter of fact, this makes me want to go on to that Steam page I was telling you guys about and actually see if this was actually supposed to be here in the first damn place. Because again, if I'm just not detecting it because it's not supposed to be somewhere we're supposed to go, then I'm wasting your guys' time and mine. So actually, let's do that. I'll be right back. Boom. Okay, guys, here we are. We're back. This was the Steam webpage, so literally if you go here, or if you just Google All Beneath the Stone Lands Maps campaign, this is what I was talking about. Hard-coded maps. If you're playing it as not the DLC, but as the part of your actual campaign. And you can see this person was nice enough to even give us now quest items that didn't used to be here. I don't know if they did that for everything, but we'll actually see. So now we're looking for, so that's 1 through 8. Fog blocked, wait until next chapter. And again, they're nice enough to straight up level it off. Here's 9. See where we're at? Now if we literally go back here, pop on our map, and this is floor 9. See where we're at again. So letter on the table. We picked up the letter, and again, if you look at the map here, I know it's crappy, but if you look at the map here, see how he has the hidden room? It's highlighted. It's highlighted right here, but there's nothing in there. So again, perfectly acceptable to miss that, then is the point. But as long as you catch all of that, you're good to go. Notice there's a relic there, so this is, again, something that tells us part of our story. So again, we can keep referring back to this, obviously, as needed. So that's this floor. Pretty straightforward. Room, a room, a room, hallway that divides twice. One's going to be a secret room, more likely than not. And then a room that leads all the way to the exit. So at this point, there shouldn't be anything special except for finding that relic. Now, yes, we may miss out on some treasure. We may miss out on like a treasure chest that's hidden that had nothing to do with anything. Remember, we picked up something by that litter table that was a secret item, but it wasn't anything fancy. So it was just like mundane items. So again, we are good to go. So that's some helpful news. It's nice that someone put that together because, again, well, see, here it is now. Bastard. Why it lit up in advance, and I did not cast the spell on myself. So hopefully we didn't screw something up here.
I'm there.
But you shouldn't be able to get in there is the point.
Ha! A trivial task.
Arcana check, pass. We got ourselves Mystic Assistance. What is that? Bonus to saving throws. Cool. And again, straight path. Now again, there could be traps on the floor and whatnot, but there should be one
I was successful
right
in
there.
my search.
Okay. And again,
That
there may
is
be
quite a discovery.
a trap here. Maybe other stuff here, though, is what I was going to say, like another treasure chest. And again, nothing fancy. We still wanted the treasure, but it wasn't something that was going to be like, oh no, we're going to fail if we don't get that one piece. No, we're not dealing with that today. So, since I don't have to worry about the stupidity of that, I'm going to straight up come inside here and start just mugging people.
I grant you
Shaman
death.
needs to die first. That's an obvious, in my opinion. And let's just summon some pets right on top of his face. Hey, good buddy. Ooh, looks like we got more guys over here. Cool, cool. Eat him, doggos. Eat his face off. Good job. Proto. Remember, she's the
Out of
Jinsu
my
chef now.
way. Run them through.
Actually, I'm going to come over here to
Hear
this
you
business.
cry.
Dora.
You should have run.
Since this is a surprise round, we're not getting a whole lot of anything done here, but that is okay with me. Doggo's in the way. Jubilos, Northrop. Looking like we can't do anything there. I will leave Tristan alone then as well. Again, 5-foot stutter step this way.
Cannot hide
this
from
fool
me.
to death.
Your strike wasted.
Less than ideal, but okay.
Strike as one.
What are we hung up on here? I can't see. Rotate my camera. Doggo's in the way for one, and I guess I'm in the way. The door's in the way, of course. That don't help. Frodo. She may not be close enough to actually hit this fool. I think she is close enough, but let's just make sure we do a 5-foot stutter step and just swing. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4, 1 more, and 5. Now, if that would all sneak attack damage, that would have been awesome. But sadly, we didn't have that. Dora's turn. 5-foot stutter step out of the way so people can get in here for one.
Strike.
Beat this guy to death. He just hit you. He did damage to your dexterity. Shakes. Oh, this room is considered diseased. Okay, so remember the, I don't know if I mentioned it the other day or not, but each floor has a different color-coded theme. So you see this purple mess that we have for us right now? This straight-up bullshit usually means poison, but in this particular floor apparently means disease. So he just cast disease with his normal attacks on Ekin. See that? So he literally has the shakes, and it did con damage of 4 points to him, which is straight up crap. We need to be more careful then now that we know that that's the thing. Jubilost, you can come in here. No, you can't. You can shoot this guy.
A clever ploy.
There you go, buddy. We'll take all that sneak attack damage. Thank you, Jubilost. Okay, Tristan. You get in here. Of course you can't. Just stop moving. Thank God she's whiffing on these guys. I can get away from this jackass.
Nowhere to run. Left yourself exposed.
Do not hold back.
Okay. See, these doggos got poison over here.
Out of my way! Ah! Ah!
Doing work over here, she's just not getting a lot of it done. Uh-oh. Move your ass and bite and head over here. Thank you, buddy. Alright, so we need to solve the problem of Ekin. Because that's not going to fly, having him have a minus dexterity like that. Nothing that we need to pick up here. And it said that there was a quest item around here. Right here. Time-worn Thassilanian Rune. That is something that we need to finish our story arc. So anything that says time-worn in it basically is going to be part of that story arc. So you see we have it. We have time-worn shard, time-worn pinch, the time-worn empty block pick, and the time-worn Aslanti belt buckles. We got all kinds of stuff. That might be everything we need to finish that story arc, which is pretty cool. How do we solve the problem of Tristan? Well, here's how we do it, as far as I'm concerned. We have either A, remove disease, which is an obvious, because he has a disease right now, or we use Tristan's ability as a, or actually, she's probably better. Let's take a check. Who has the best religion? 24 versus 20. Yeah, her. So we use her ability for lower religion.
See this through.
They have this kick-ass ability called Treat Affliction. Okay. Check down here. Dispels shakes from Ekendayo. So it did work. So you see that? He still has the dexterity damage. And we can fix that problem. And I don't think this is permanent. No, it is. So this is only going to work on temporary. So that's not going to help. So we need to get this one back. Like so. And then just use it again on him. This didn't happen to me yesterday, so I was wondering how it is that suddenly these guys all are like suddenly getting the disease. That's just not cool. Okay, and again, so here's our map. Remember, we said this was like probably the only weird spot, and then from there it's a straight path. Why I don't know why they decided to make that a hidden room. That's so weird. But again, I still had that problem, like I said, on the 11th floor, and I know for a fact that I opened like 2 hidden rooms. We'll see if it was in a treasure chest when we get down there that I missed.
Those fools!
But that was perfect timing. So a couple of geneticists, or geokineticists, excuse me. Geneticists. Ha! If. Alright, we got Dora here. Let's straight up charge this fool.
This spell works differently.
Really? Okay. Well, then just walk over here. And we'll stab him in the face. Boom! There's an 85 damage. Okbo, can you charge? Nope. Again, walk over here then and bite him in the face. I'll take a knockdown. Eliza's turn. You need to walk way over yonder.
I was successful in my
And
search.
poke him in the face. Puppers are kind of stupid. So one reason I didn't like having to repeat this is because our pets are actually quite dumb down here. They're needed. We need them as like meat shields to keep us from being poisoned, but only barely. I'm going to shut off Jubilost's fast bomb so he doesn't get to throw multiples. The reason for that is because sometimes I can get them to just straight knock down with that ability of his, and that could be good enough.
I aim true.
Beautiful work, guys. Right, so again, since we know we have everything on this floor, we are good to just keep proceeding. But, again, we are checking the area for treasure. Hidden things.
I'm there.
Can be treasure. Could be hidden rooms. Could be traps. I got a feeling this next room will be the last room.
Got it.
Because, as we know, it is the last room in this floor. And that's fine.
I do what I must.
I wish I had me a Steam account set up in a way where I could respond to the guy that was nice enough to, or woman, I don't know if it's a guy, take that back, the person that was nice enough to post those pictures and even label where the hidden items are, because that's friggin' baller. Originally it was just, here's the floor outline, and just try your best to find it. And that's still something, because at least now I know where all the hidden rooms are at. But, yeah, that's pretty much magic. We need to do some damage. Notice if I'm here, you see how this guy's feet are lighting up right now? Notice if I put the bomb up here, it's not catching him. Something's in the way, so the shielding from the pillar is a thing. I can catch 4 guys here, though.
You should have run!
Should run. Alright, your turn. Eliza should come in here, too.
We shall
Get
overcome.
your stabby stab on. Nice. You know, I'm thinking a good way I might be able to get these dogs to get into action. Part of the stupidity is them and their AI, but the other part is I'm literally clustered so tightly with my team that I'm having an issue. Try just one bomb on him, buddy. There we go. That was worth it. Come over here, Jubilos. Bo, you can come over here and bite him. Nice. Oh, here we go with that crap again.
Run them through.
Sneak attack. Back in. 5-foot stutter step over to here. Kill this thing on the ground.
You dead.
Thank you, buddy. That's okay. Not ideal, but that's what it is. Tristan. Oh, I want you to come in here because I need help. And I want you to do something to that guy. What are we going to do? How about we do a vine trap? There we go. It's failing his reflex saving throw, so it should have worked on him. It could be that he's straight up immune to it. Yeah, apparently so. He's beating the crap out of Tristan for his efforts. Alright, Dora. Take this guy out. Liza.
Attack.
Madam. Alright, Jujubee, you need to step away from that shit. I'll hit him with one bomb. Beautiful, just beautiful. Ukbo, we need some buddy on top of that guy. Proto.
Let's hear you cry.
Sneak attack love in. Cool, back in.
Cannot hide from me.
Put this guy over here. Tristan, hit him with that. He'll miss, but because he's blind, so a 50% chance to straight up miss.
Don't hold back!
Like they're invisible, because again they can't see anything, so it makes perfect sense. It's just an annoying feature
Strike as one.
of his blindness. Doggos are gonna do their thing. Come on, doggos, do your thing. And then Jubilos is gonna step back, and we're just gonna have him shoot.
Primitives.
Shoot for more damage at this point. Hey, that's nice. The bombs are useful because I know it'll go through the damage reduction, and I can use them for other things, you know, like knockdown. So that's why I was using the bombs instead of just his crossbow, because his crossbow is baller. It's just harder to hit.
Done.
Taking all that. Now, we have cleared the floor as far as we know. Check your map. And again, check your map. How did we do? So 1, 2, 3, 4, hidden room, 5, 6, 7, 7 plus the hidden room. 1, 2, 3, 4, hidden room, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So we got everything, and we picked up the 2 items like he said. So we can leave to the next floor. Quick save. Make sure that you're getting the ability to pick up all the stuff that you picked up behind, that you left behind. And the reason for that is as soon as we get downstairs, we're going to immediately turn right the hell back up, go upstairs through the portal, sell off that stuff, and then progress on. Normally, if you had the time, which we do not, I would advocate resting between each floor, because why the hell not? It only takes 8 hours, and you're right there, and it's free. The food is just laying there on the table. The dragon sets it out for you, so you can literally just rest at a moment's notice. And you can do it as many times as you want. If you need to rest 2-3 times just to clear 1 dungeon floor, you can do so. For the DLC, if you're doing it as the standalone, you cannot. You can only rest once per floor. Upstairs, anyway. That doesn't mean you can't pack camping supplies with you and rest downstairs. I believe you can do that. Hell, I think you can even rest upstairs, where we're going right now, with camping supplies. So you can press R. Nope, can't rest there. Okay. Maybe it's different for the DLC, for the standalone. But I swear I used to be able to rest, like literally put a camping site out here, just rest camp, and get my spells back. Selling everything except for that. Anything else here you care about? Doesn't look like it. And then from here, Frostful Shard we picked up. Keeping that Gold Iron Dagger. We got all these full plates and half plates that we're selling. Another full plate and another full plate plus 2. So again, we're getting decent money for doing this. We have this Kick-Ass helmet, this blue dragon scale helmet. Downside is helmet pieces are usually used for increasing your intelligence, your wisdom, or your charisma, and you usually want that on our teammates. So having something that's DR5/magic means it'll absorb bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from all weapon attacks, except unless they're a magic weapon, which most guys will have at some point here in the future. So it's less important to me. So I'll sell it. And then there's just nothing else here that we really care about. So always feel free to check your guy at the vendor to make sure he doesn't have cool stuff. And he has stuff that's, you know, of note. Most of the stuff we've straight up just sold him ourselves. But again, if you just need another slightly better weapon than when you had, he usually has a +2 weapon as long as you're around. We're not going to rest because we still have bombs, we still have buffs. Matter of fact, Tristan took some damage and so did I. Let's pop off a quick AoE heal. That damn near topped us off. Perfect. Head back down. Now, before you head to each floor, like I said, I usually try to save before I go to each floor. Now, yeah, yes, there's an autosave, I believe, but I don't rely on that. But you also want to make sure that you are buffed up before going into this room. 1, because of stuff like this. 2, there may be like traps or bad guys in the room. No room is considered safe in the DLC.